Hi everybody, this is a video to show you how to use the new little mini handbag SVG along with the PNGs to make a print then cut project for a Mother's Day, a little Mother's Day bag. So um, here's the SVG. I'm going to bring that in first and we're going to just treat that exactly like we would a normal SVG. So as usual, with any multi-part cut file SVG that has score lines, your first job is to convert those lines that come in as cuts which actually need to be scores. And with my SVGs, they always live in this first group in your layers panel. If a cut file SVG with scores has been saved correctly, it should come in and it'll be in three groups. It'll be in a group with the cut pieces in it. There'll be another group with all the lines that need converting to scores in it, and the whole SVG will be in an overall group. So if you do the ungrouping in the way I'm going to show you, you'll get the best result. Things won't jump around in the layers panel and you won't have any extra work to do. Okay, so you're going to click on the name of that first group. Clicking on the name of it selects everything within it, and the name of that group is actually the second line down in your layers panel because the big overall group is the first line. So click on your second line down, the name of that first group, go over to your operations menu, click on where it says basic cut and go down to score. That will be somewhere else if you're working on the mobile app, but it's very easy to find. While those lines are still selected, you need to ungroup them. So on the desktop version, ungroup lives at the top of the layers panel. So that's the first ungroup, and you can see that the little group symbol, this downward pointing arrow, has disappeared from all those score lines now. Second step, select that second group with all the coloured cut pieces in it and the tiny little cuts within them. All you need to do there is the second ungroup and then select the whole SVG. Easiest, I think, by just clicking on the name of that final group, but you can also drag a box around it or use the select all button, whichever is easiest for you. Once it's selected, that third and final ungroup. So you need three ungroups, ideally in that order: score lines, cut pieces, the whole SVG. So now everything on canvas is a separate piece, and we're going to go ahead and just attach it as we would normally, even though we'll have to detach it later on when we bring the PNGs in, for some of the pieces anyway. So these are the side panels. We're going to attach those. You just click on canvas somewhere near a piece, drag a box to enclose it, and then find attach wherever it lives in your version of the app. On the desktop version, it's at the bottom of the layers panel. This is the handle. This is the bag front and the piece that goes underneath to make the base. This is the bag back, and there's a small piece that tucks underneath to join onto this base section. And this is the flap, which comes over the back, over the top and down the front to interlock in this little slot here. Okay, so that's everything in, and everything in this SVG is coming at the right size, which it does usually, unless DS has a bit of a wobble with an update, and then sometimes things can go wrong, but everything's working perfectly at the moment. Right, so now we're going to bring in those PNGs, which are the artwork to go over the lid section here and the front of the bag. And even though they were in my library, I'm going to bring them in again from scratch so you can see what to do with them. So upload button, and I've got to navigate now to where those are saved on my system, and this is the folder that they're in. So let me have a look. Lid, where I've got two kinds here. Green bag front artwork, that's us. So you click on upload and it comes in like this, and I always choose complex. There are no complex cuts or anything, but I still always just choose complex in the hope that I'll get the best result. So click complex and continue. There is no cleaning up. It's really important that you don't get rid of anything, no white background or anything. You need it all. It is the shape of the piece that you're going to cut. So on this screen, do nothing except click this green apply and continue button. So now it's saying, do you want to bring it in as a cut or a print then cut? And we want the print then cut for sure. So you click on that and say upload. It's that easy. So there, it's in your library now. So I'm actually going to take that onto the canvas, select it, add to canvas. Now PNGs, come in huge. They always come in at the wrong size, but it's easy to work out what we need to do because it's going on this piece. It's the same as this piece. So we can see that this piece actually is 14.67 centimeters wide. So we're just going to select the PNG we've brought in, go up to our size menu here, and in the width box we're going to type 14.67, and then I'm going to tab over or return or whatever you do to move between boxes, and it automatically adjusts the height, and you can see that it's the right size now. So we'll just pop it there for now, and I'll bring in the piece that creates the lid artwork. So again, upload, browse, green lid, where are we? Green lid flap artwork, there it is. Again, I'm going to choose complex and continue. Don't do anything on this page, nothing to clean up, nothing to do, just click apply and continue. Yes, it's a print and cut. Upload it. There it is in your library. Select it and add to canvas. And again, it comes in too big, so all we do is we just go to this one. It's 14.7 centimeters wide, so I'm going to select that PNG, type in 14.7. I should say I'm making sure this padlock is locked. It is by default, but just make sure it is when you change the numbers. So I've typed in 14.7. I'm pressing tab and it automatically changes the height to what it should be as well. And you can see that it's the right size now. Okay, so how do we use the actual cut file SVG with a PNG to make a print and cut project? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is select both lids, the PNG and the cut piece, and I'm going to align them horizontally and vertically. So they're absolutely exactly stacked on top of each other now. And now I'm just going to send the PNG to the back. So here we've got the cut file SVG parts for the lid, and everything's attached at the moment. We don't want this solid, rather unappealing brown colour. I don't know why I've made it that colour. So before we can do anything with it, we need to detach again. And all we need to get rid of is this brown piece. We need to keep that little cut because that's the little lid, the little closing mechanism that slots in there, and obviously we need to keep the scores. So we just click on that and delete it. And then, so you can see now you've still got your little cut, you've got the scores where they should be. So we just select everything now of that piece. Again, just click on canvas, drag a box to enclose just that piece and those scores, and we're going to click attach. No flattening, because this is already a pre-created artwork you're bringing in, so don't flatten, attach it. Right, so now we've got these two pieces, so I'm just going to stack them roughly. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Select those two. I'm going to align them horizontally and vertically, so I know they're perfectly stacked on top of each other. I'm going to send this one to the back. Now we need to detach this one. We just need to get rid of that cut piece, leaving the scores in place, and as you can see, the SVG takes account of the little cutout that you need, so that's still there as well. So click on canvas close to it, drag a box to enclose it, and attach. So depending on what you're making the rest of your bag out of, the SVG itself is set up with contrasting pieces in case you want to make your lid and your sides a different colour to the rest of the bag. But chances are, if you're making this artwork, then chances are you're making the rest of it from white. So what I would do is go to Colour Sync and just drag all the other colours so that they're on the same colour mat. Then you've just got your print and cut for these two and a plain old cut for those 4 pieces. So if I click make it now, I don't know about you, but my desktop design space at the moment is putting everything on the biggest mat it can find. It didn't used to. It used to put it on the smallest ones, but it's doing something a bit strange at the moment. But as you can see, if you're taking advantage of the, if you're using the desktop version beta, desktop software beta version, you know you can do this A3 sized print then cut at the moment, but I would actually just choose A4. They both fit on A4 obviously, and this one here, again, it's put it on the biggest mat on the planet. It will actually fit on a 12 by 12. All those pieces will cut from a 12 by 12. So you would have two A4s to print then cut in the normal way, and there you've just got a dead plain cut. So that's it. If you need any more help beyond that with print then cut, in fact, I'll do one as if I'm taking it. We'll say continue. So it comes up, I've chosen A4 as my paper size. I'm pretty sure they would work on letter as well, but anyway, you can change that if it's different for you. So you click on send to printer. Do add bleed because these leaves print off at the edges, and I always use system dialog because I never have the kind of paper in my printer drawers that I actually want to use. So that brings up this preferences panel for your printer. You click on preferences, you would choose your paper source there. For me it would be paper tray, and make sure that the size of your paper is correct for what you're printing on, and press OK. And then if I was printing that, I would press print, but I'm not going to, so I'm going to cancel. I think that's everything you need to know. If I've skipped over anything important, please do come back to me, and I'm very happy to answer your questions. I'm always happy to help. The links to get in touch via Etsy or Facebook are in the description below. And if you just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy the SVG, the link to do that is in the description as well. Thanks a lot. Bye.